So I want to get to our Ginger Allen. She's been with the I-Team tracking and working directly, hearing from river experts who worked directly with the National Weather Service, who said, we knew how high the Guadalupe River could get, even higher than what we saw on the 4th of July when these floods came sweeping in. Ginger, can you share with us what you've learned today?
You are basically a river expert.
Yes, a hydrologist studies water. Our focus is on surface water and the interaction with the atmosphere.
Inside the West Gulf River Forecast Center,
we're going to try to forecast as best we can how high a river point may get.
Hydrologist Jason Johnson and the Fort Worth-based team monitor every river that empties into the Western Gulf, including the Guadalupe.
It's known as Flash Flood Alley in Texas. There's a lot of steep slopes, rocky terrain, and so it responds very fast.
And last week, that's exactly what the Guadalupe did. And it's why Johnson says their partners at the National Weather Service issued that flood watch in that area up to 10 hours before the flooding became catastrophic.
Thursday made the call, yeah, this is going to be an event.
How did they know? History.
So we can't say Texas has never seen something like this before.
Right. Unfortunately, no.
According to their data, 38 years ago in Comfort, Texas, the river crested nearly 38 feet.
1987, July 17th, it was 37.7 feet.
That's when 2 Christian camp buses tried to escape. Only one made it out. Images show children clinging to trees. 10 people died. In 2015, 13 lives were lost in Wimberley. The river rose to more than 40 feet. And look at 1869, Guadalupe's highest documented crest, more than 42 feet. On July 4th, the preliminary data shows the Guadalupe River at Hunt reached 37.5 feet. The I-Team has learned the river in the area has been even higher 4 other times since tracking began, and it's reached more than 25 feet 15 other times. Given the history, many questions have been raised. Was there enough staffing to spread the word?
We did for this event. We had enough staffing, yes.
Nothing would be different if there had been twice as many people.
No.
And how did this happen?
Weather is 24 hours, 7 days a week. And when it's overnight is when it's very hard to get messaging out to everyone. The message can go out, but if people have their phones off, if they're asleep, how are they going to get the message?
They also say the region is growing in popularity, potentially putting more people in harm's way and making it harder to get away. A spokesperson for the Texas Severe Storms Association took that a step further, telling us campsites and homes in high-risk areas like the Hill Country should be relocated to higher ground, and properties within the flood zone should be utilized only for day use. He also said Weather Service warnings and staffing were not the issue.
Our mission is the protection of life and property. When you hear loss of life, it's very tough. And we'll all be hard on each other. You ask, how can we do better? We will look at how we're going to do better. It's a horrible feeling.
I can tell you those scientists in that room showed so much emotion. But now they say they need to turn their focus to lessons learned and improvements, particularly precision in pinpointing exact locations and rainfall. The hydrologists say weather models may have improved since past storms, but those need to get better. They're currently working on better flood maps right now for landowners. They're also exploring ways to use artificial intelligence. And then, Nicole, something we've heard so much about right now, that's adding additional warning systems where they're needed.
And obviously, Ginger, that's something that's been talked about since this happened. We've heard it from people that live here. We've heard it from people in press conferences asking questions. It's something that Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick said, hey, this could be brought up in our special session later this month in terms of funding a warning system of some sort here. I want to ask you, though, what can people do to make sure that they know about these warnings whenever they're happening?
Good advice for everyone here, and that was a question we asked. So it starts with one of these. Every one of us has one. But remember, cell service can fail or it can be ignored. If you do use this, make sure you have the settings to alerts set for that. The National Weather Service tells us people in high-risk areas also need to use multiple sources. So in addition to these, you also should have a portable radio, a weather radio, a TV, or some additional reliable way to monitor your local meteorologist, people that work right behind me, and your local media, so you never miss a warning.
It is crucial. It is the matter between life and death. Ginger Allen with the I-Team, we appreciate you.